You're playing a game you were never meant to win. That's the uncomfortable truth. You can work hard, follow the rules, do everything right, and still feel stuck. Meanwhile, others keep moving forward, even when things go wrong. This isn't luck, and it's not intelligence. It's something deeper. They're not playing the same game. Most people are taught one version of money. Earn more, spend less, save consistently, avoid risk. Be responsible. Those rules are great for survival, but survival and wealth are not the same game. What keeps you afloat often does nothing to move you ahead, and that's where the frustration starts. The mistake is assuming the rules are universal, that money works the same way for everyone, that effort is rewarded the same at every level. It isn't. The system reacts very differently depending on where you are in it, and once you see that, a lot of confusion disappears. Look at Elon Musk. When Tesla was losing money year after year, most people would have been forced to stop. Cash flow pressure would end the story. Debt would crush them. But Musk wasn't playing the same game as the average person. Losses didn't mean failure, they meant leverage. He used capital, risk, and long time horizons in a way most people simply can't, not because they're lazy, but because the rules they live under are different. Now look at Warren Buffett. His strategy seems boring on the surface: buy, hold, wait. But what people miss is that time works differently at scale. Buffett doesn't need fast returns to survive the month. He already has stability. While most people need money now, Buffett lets decades do the work. Same market, same assets, completely different game. This is why advice often feels useless. When wealthy people say, be patient or think long term, they're not lying, but they're speaking from a position most people aren't in. Patience is a privilege when you have margin. Long-term thinking is easy when short-term survival isn't at risk. For most people, money is reactive. It's about bills, timing, emergencies, and stress. For people at the top, money is strategic. It's about positioning, leverage, and optionality. One group uses money to reduce risk, the other uses money to absorb it. That single difference changes everything. This is why crashes and uncertainty feel devastating for some and opportunistic for others. When markets fall, most people feel fear because their income is fragile and their buffer is thin. But for people with capital and stability, downturns are openings. Same event, opposite outcomes, different game. The trap is trying to win a strategic game using survival rules. People save harder, cut more, avoid every risk, and wonder why nothing changes. Defensive play can keep you alive, but it rarely changes your trajectory. The system rewards different behaviors depending on your position in it. This doesn't mean the system is fair, and it doesn't mean you can suddenly copy what billionaires do. You can't. Their tools, timelines, and safety nets are completely different. The point isn't imitation, it's recognition. Understanding which game you're currently in and stopping the self-blame that comes from judging yourself by rules that don't apply. Once you see that, frustration turns into clarity. Not hype, not motivation, clarity. And clarity is where real progress actually begins. Once you understand that different games exist, the next question becomes unavoidable. What are those games exactly? At the most basic level, there are two: the survival game and the strategic game. Most people live entirely in the survival game, even if they don't realize it. In the survival game, money is about protection. You earn to pay bills. You save to avoid emergencies. You avoid risk because risk feels dangerous. Decisions are short-term because the consequences are immediate. Missing a paycheck matters. One bad month hurts. Stability is fragile, so every choice is defensive. This game isn't wrong, it's necessary, but it has limits. The strategic game works differently. Money isn't primarily about protection, it's about positioning. Risk isn't avoided, it's managed. Time horizons are longer because survival isn't constantly threatened. Losses don't automatically mean danger. Sometimes they're part of the strategy. This is the game people like Elon Musk and Warren Buffett are playing, but in very different ways. Take Elon Musk again. When Tesla or SpaceX operated at losses, those losses weren't treated like personal emergencies. They were absorbed by capital, investors, and long timelines. Musk wasn't worried about paying rent next month. That freedom changed how decisions could be made. Risk wasn't reckless, it was calculated within a system that could survive failure. That's strategic play.
Now look at Buffett. He plays a slower version of the same game. He doesn't chase fast wins because he doesn't need them. His advantage is time. He can wait through downturns, volatility, and boredom because his survival is already secured. While most people panic during market crashes, Buffett often becomes more active. Same fear in the market, different position, different response.
This is where most people get trapped. They hear advice from people in the strategic game and try to apply it while still stuck in the survival game. Think long-term, take more risk, be patient. But patience without stability feels impossible. Risk without margin feels reckless. The advice isn't evil, it's just mismatched. The mistake isn't that people don't try hard enough. The mistake is trying to play a strategic game without the conditions that make it survivable. That's why copying tactics doesn't work. Buying the same stocks, following the same habits, mimicking the surface behavior without the underlying structure. It creates frustration instead of progress. The real shift begins when you stop asking, how do I play their game, and start asking, how do I change my position in my game? That's a very different question. It doesn't promise shortcuts. It demands understanding. It forces you to study how systems actually work instead of relying on slogans. People like Musk and Buffett didn't win because they were smarter in isolation. They understood leverage, time, and structure. They built systems that could survive mistakes. They positioned themselves where the same events produced different outcomes. That's not magic, that's mechanics. This doesn't mean everyone can or should aim to play at their scale, but it does mean you can study the rules instead of blaming yourself. You can analyze how money behaves differently at different levels. You can stop judging your progress using standards designed for people playing a different game. The most dangerous thing is staying unaware. When you don't understand the game you're in, every setback feels personal. Every failure feels like proof you're doing something wrong. But once you see the structure, the noise fades. You stop chasing random advice. You start asking better questions. That's the real takeaway of this video. Not motivation, not inspiration, investigation. Study how money actually moves. Study how risk changes with position. Study why the same decision produces opposite results for different people. The goal isn't to copy billionaires. It's to understand the rules well enough to stop playing blind. They play a different game. The moment you recognize that, you stop wasting energy fighting rules that were never designed for you. And that's where real progress begins. If this video made you question the rules you've been following, that's the point. Understanding that different games exist doesn't change everything overnight, but staying unaware almost guarantees you keep losing energy in the wrong places. If this helped you see money differently, subscribe to the channel. This is Bank It Up. It's genuinely important. These videos are about understanding the system, not selling shortcuts, and subscribing is the best way to support that. Like the video, it helps more than you think, and share it with someone who feels stuck following rules that don't seem to work. And before you go, we're leaving our latest video right here. Watch it next. It connects directly with what you just saw and will help you keep digging deeper into how this game actually works. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.